Hey friends, it's Russ out here again in the Dirty Daisy Workshop, and I got to tell you something, we're having more Daisy Lever gun fun because we're comparing guns today. What we have in front of us here are two examples of the 105B. Now, the 105B started out as a successor, I believe, to the 102s. So what we're going to have here, this one, is actually an older development than this one. This is one we know and love, current model. It's the Buck. Says so right here on the stock. It's a wooden stock. Somebody replaced a bolt in here. We're going to have to fix that. And if you look, it has the cross bolt safety right there. Okay. Polypropylene cocking lever. The rear sight is part of the spring retainer. And you go up to the front. It has the fiber optic True Glow sight on the front, which is part of the muzzle assembly. On the other side, it has the plastic loading gate, which is typical of all the modern guns. Well, this has more of a plastic look to it because this stock is actually similar to the ones that they used on the pop guns. It is an all plastic molded stock, unlike the wood on the Buck. And they called this one the Cub back in the day. It's marked 105B on the roll stamping. It also has the trigger with the cross bolt safety. It also has the straight polypropylene lever. It also has the rear sight, which acts as the spring retainer. But in the front, at this point in time, they were still using a ramp sight, which is similar to what you're going to find on the Red Riders and so forth, even up till today. Okay, part of the muzzle plug. On the opposite side, it also has the plastic loading gate, which is one of the type that you're going to find right up to today's models. Both of these are 105Bs, but the really interesting thing about this is it has what I like to call the transitional trigger assembly. Now, the trigger assemblies on these, they do have the plastic case around the trigger assembly. It has a Sear lever inside to catch the plunger whenever it comes back. But if you'll notice, the new iteration of these is safer because it has the anti-bear trap system. You hear the clicks? I don't know if you can hear them. But if you leave go of the lever, it waits for you to get done with the whole thing. And you have to go all the way up to the last click, which engages the Sear. Okay. You push the safety. Let me get that off. There we go. And it fires the gun. This is what I call the transitional trigger. Everything's the same on it, except it does not have the anti-bear trap lever inside of the gun. So if you're coming back and you don't get it all the way, and you'll notice I'm holding the stock back further, and it slips out of your hand, if your hand was wrapped around here like this, what would happen? That would happen. And so that's why they developed that anti-bear trap. But this one, you have to go all the way up to where it's really harder to cock, and for a child that can be difficult. You take the safety off. See, it would be on. You take it off, and the gun fires the same. They're both strong shooters. They both have real good springs, a lot of compression inside. But the older model, I think it was from around 79 to 90 something or other. Whenever they stopped making these, and they converted it from what they called their Cub model to the Buck model. There you have it. If you have any of these and you're wondering why the difference, they could both be marked 105B, but it's not a Buck unless it says Buck on it. And prior to that, it's probably going to be a Cub model. Just be careful of that anti-bear trap lever being missing on these. They made it without it. There's nothing wrong with the gun. They were just produced without it. Okay, folks, if you get a chance, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribing yet, subscribe to the videos. If you have any thoughts, or if you have any questions about those trigger assemblies, give us a holler. Talk to you later.